It's about 5:45. We just woke up. We're packing up the room in a rush so we can get on the road. We have like 13 and a half hours to drive today. We're probably gonna basically actually be driving all day. We lose an hour, so we're probably gonna get to New Jersey at like 11 o'clock tonight. So we're in a rush to get out. The hotel has some coffee though, so we're gonna grab that on the way out so we don't have to stop. But it should be a fun day. How you feeling?
This room had like, I don't know if you heard it, but it like kept clicking. And I would think I like had like the hotel lock on, so I knew we were okay. I wasn't like worried someone was in the room, but it kept waking me up. For like a second, I'd be like, oh, someone in here, and I'd be like, no, you're in the hotel room. Also, Nick scared me in the middle of the night. I think I was sitting up, right? And I like felt over and he was there. And then when he was here, I think I was petting her. And then all of a sudden, I heard like a scurry like over there. And I was like, oh my god, there's an animal in the room.
You think it was a giant cockroach?
No, but I think it was an animal. And it was just Nick, our little animal. If you're a little animal.
When you look so cute. It is the day before Christmas Eve. I was supposed to record yesterday and 2 days ago, but with the last day of driving, which ended up being like 13 and a half hours, we were just literally in the car all day listening to this Stephen King audiobook, which was awesome. Fairy Tale. Definitely check it out if you're into like audiobooks. It wasn't scary or anything. It was like a young adult, like kind of like thriller. Thriller might be the wrong word, but it was really good. But we were in the car for, the drive was 13 and a half hours, so we were probably in the car a little bit longer than that. We left, I think that video that I recorded said like 6:30 we probably left by, and we didn't get to Liz's parents' house until 11 o'clock that night. We were literally in the car the whole day. We jumped out to get gas and then jumped out to get like some quick food at McDonald's, just to like in and out so we could get on our way. But it was a long drive, so I didn't have much to record. And then yesterday when we got here, we ran like, so we had to go somewhere early in the morning, and then we were hanging out with Liz's sister, and then we basically took a nap for the whole rest of the day. So yesterday was kind of shot too. So I'm recording today. I just picked up some earrings that I'm selling to a friend of mine for Christmas, since I'm still kind of in the jewelry business, and there should be a lot more to come with that going into 2023, as I'm going to be working with one of my friends down in Austin, and we're going to try and set up shop and do like a lot of things with that. But in the meantime, I just picked up these earrings. I'm going to go back to Liz's house and hang out for a little bit, maybe get some work done, and then I have to deliver these earrings later this afternoon. But I'll bring you along on the ride, and let's see what happens. It's about 2 o'clock. I was going to go to the gym before, but then as soon as like I was going to kind of like start getting ready to go to the gym, Liz called me and asked me to come over to her sister's house to hang out with her and her boyfriend Dylan, who made the most amazing mozzarella sticks. He made like homemade mozzarella sticks. Oh, so good, so big, so gooey. I don't know, they're perfect. Anyway, continue on. So I was hanging out there for a little while. I brought Winnie over. I just dropped her off at Liz's parents' house. Now I'm just gonna go run into CVS now. I'll get like some paper and like tags and all that fun stuff, and then I'll be like wrapping a bunch of like Christmas gifts. I am actually the expert packer between me and Liz. Liz is not great at wrapping gifts. Liz is more of a bag person, which I'm not a fan of. I like to wrap gifts, and I like my gifts wrapped. So Liz actually specifically wraps my gifts, or gets my gifts wrapped from someone, usually, if she's getting me gifts. We're not getting each other gifts this year. I don't think we did last year either, maybe, but sometimes we just decide, it's not worth it. We're just gonna spend like money on each other that's like not needed, and we just got like a bunch of new stuff anyway when we moved, so it's not that important. But yeah, now I'm gonna go run in and I'll get some stuff so we can wrap everyone else's gifts who we did get. When I went to CVS, they only had like small rolls and they were kind of expensive, so I went to the dollar store and got a bunch of wrapping paper. And then how it turned out for my day, I got like text message from the guy that I'm delivering the earrings from, so I came and met him, or at least I'm waiting to meet him. He should be here in the next like 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna head back to Liz's parents' house, wrap the presents for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna probably go to jiu-jitsu for like 6 o'clock. So that gives me like about an hour to wrap gifts, which should be hopefully enough for tomorrow's gifts anyway. But then I think me and Liz have like a little surprise for when I get back from jiu-jitsu to record. So we'll see what happens with that. That should be pretty fun. I'll tell you now what we're gonna do. After I get back from jiu-jitsu, we're gonna go around and do a Christmas lights scavenger hunt. Liz sent me like a list of some of the different things that we'll have to spot, and then we're gonna drive around and try and like see if we could find all the things, which should be pretty fun. And then we'll probably end with going to this house that's like crazy decorated for Christmas. Usually every year I think they like shut the street down and stuff like that, but it's really nice. Usually I think there's maybe 2 or 3 houses next to each other that really like get into it, so that should be fun. And hopefully then at that point we'll be able to kind of knock out all the other things, so anything we don't find around town we'll find there. But it looks like my buddy might be pulling up now, so I will catch you guys back at Liz's parents. I'm back at Liz's parents, and it is time to wrap presents. So we have a bunch of things to wrap. I am an expert wrapper, and we are gonna get to it. So here I go, and I am wrapping this gift for one of our cousins. I don't even remember who this is for, honestly, now that I'm going back and doing the voiceover for it. I only recorded a few of the things that we're wrapping just because how much wrapping do you guys really want to watch? I figured at least it would give me a chance to voice over and talk a little bit. But I think a lot of people kind of get too psyched out about the idea of like wrapping things. And really, I think it all comes down to just being like intentional with it. There's a few things to know and like be aware of when it comes to wrapping, like the general principles, I guess, maybe. And it's really just kind of like making sure that you cover the box on like both ends, and then you could do this like little fold thing in the corner. But once you have that down, the real skill, I guess, is just actually trying and taking your time. One of the tricks that I do like though is to tape the box when you bring over the paper the first time around. I didn't do that often when I was wrapping these gifts, but if you don't do it, then the box kind of moves and it makes it a little more difficult because the box is like moving and you can't get good corners as much. So that's definitely a trick to do, although I didn't do it again. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about was I told you guys that I was going to jiu-jitsu, and when I went, I actually brought the shorts that I've been working on, so I was able to test them out, and I was actually really surprised with how well they functioned, for lack of a better word. There's a few things that need to be adjusted that I knew visually needed to be adjusted personally when I got them, but by actually being able to train in them and use them, I was able to see kind of how they would work in actual training, and I will say they came out really good. The ones that I had made for my sample were actually a size small, and I'm probably more of like a medium kind of person, so they were a little small on me, but the fact that they are so stretchy really made it work very well. So with that being said, the shorts are basically 95% done. I am moving to a new manufacturer who's gonna finish out that 95% and just kind of like put the finishing touches and perfect everything. And when I do that, I'll have a medium made just so I can test it a little better, but things are looking really good. This has been such a long process that I'm glad and kind of excited that I'm almost kind of towards the end, or really kind of I'm at the beginning. I've been doing this for a year. at this point. I decided, I should say, last January that this was going to be one of the things that I really wanted to do going into 2022. And with most things, it takes a lot longer than you would expect. And going into 2023, we will finally be ready to start.